Hey my friends, hello everyone, and welcome back to my podcasts. A warm welcome from me, Janine, to you, out into this world, wherever you're listening from. It's an amazing world. It's huge, it's beautiful, and then there are all of us living. We're all so different, so unique, and yet so many things also unite us as human beings that you can run into someone from a different part of the world and find something to connect with this person. It always amazes me. So this is episode 157. And this week somehow I'm in question mode. I started out with a question yesterday and I have another one today. What holds you back from expressing yourself? And the reason I start with these questions is to get you thinking. And I really, as you listen, would like for you to think and contemplate these questions. What holds you back from expressing yourself? What stands in the way of you showing up more fully in this world? I know you're asking, how can I do this? What does it even mean? I didn't know what it meant until I started doing it. And I think that's normal. We don't realize our full potential until we actually start to do something. The key word you should remember surrounding self-expression is action. I see expressing yourself as showing yourself to the world in a more complete way. There's more of you because you are giving more of yourself. Think of extremes. Artist Gustav Klimt, as you heard in my episode from last week, and most of the great artists painted daily, all day long, in their entire life. Accomplished writers often have strict routines that involve many hours of writing per day. I recently listened to an interview by Paulo Coelho, a writer I admire, and he writes first thing in the morning without eating, only with tea and Mozart playing, and he does that every day. Gretchen Rubin, which you're probably familiar with, writes in a secluded room of her house, so she keeps away from all the distractions. Think of athletes that practice hour after hour every day. Think of people that have dedicated their life to servicing others, missionary, priests, gurus. These people have turned over the majority of their life to the art of self-expression. However, the majority of us are not performing artists or peace warriors. We are not called upon daily to express ourselves. And as a result, at least so I think, we forget about it most of the time. We don't realize that life is not just about rolling with the flow and enjoying the things other people have contributed. I call it consuming. You often hear me say, we all have something to contribute. And anytime you are creating something, you are expressing yourself. Using your entire body through dance and performance. Using your voice through presentations, training, podcasting, and motivation. Using your hands to create beautiful pottery, grow plants, care for animals, and to speak for people that don't have an audible voice. I also believe that anything you create with your behaviors and actions is a form of self-expression. Setting a good example, creating environments that help others, facilitating the success of others in any form. But we can't talk about self-expression without also talking about self-discovery. It's finding out who we are and what we love to do. It's finding what gives us fulfillment and at the same time adds value for someone else. Self-discovery includes overcoming obstacles and working through challenges. Self-discovery is the work on the inside. Self-expression is the reflection of that work on the outside. Self-expression is about you. The people that do it day after day, and they do it well, they do so because they feel the need to. Expressing yourself means bringing out into the world what calls you. We talked about purpose last week. Self-expression can be through your passions and your purpose, but it doesn't have to be. Self-expression is simply showing up and offering a part of you to this world. It's a contribution, your contribution. It's when the world sees you. The world may be one person, your child, your neighbor, or it may be thousands of people purchasing and enjoying your products or services. Self-expression is fueled by an inner desire to bring yourself out more. This process could go like this. You discover that you really enjoy surprising others. Maybe you like doing card tricks as a child and loved when people wondered how you did that. You enjoyed the entertainment and the sense of wonder it provided. And maybe you decide to pick back up on this old passion of yours and purchase a book on magic tricks. You learn a few and perform them for your friends, and they're loving them. Self-discovery. And most people stop here. They don't take it further. They write it off as a foolish dream, a silly hobby, something that won't go anywhere, maybe because of fear of the unknown. But others take it out into the world. YouTube videos, small performances for small audiences, maybe big ones, maybe a business, or their own book written about it. Turning a passion into something others can enjoy is self-expression. A huge factor here is the source of the inner drive that you feel. When the drive behind these actions comes from a need to live your life to the fullest, then you have an authentic form of self-expression. Sometimes our drive is extrinsically driven. We become motivated by outside factors: money, attention, recognition, approval. If the motivation is a "look at me" instead of "look at you," if you're seeking to impress rather than express, if you're pushing for followers instead of drawing them to you through your magnetism, then you are expressing yourself because you're filling a void. There's a gap, an emptiness, and self-expression helps to fill it. An insecurity maybe, feeling of inadequacy or lack of self-worth. True and authentic self-expression comes out because you're filled. In fact, it comes out of you because you're spilling over. You are fulfilled and you desire to share your fulfillment with the world. Something inside of you seeks to be expressed. Maybe a talent or a gift, your voice or a message that you have. Something that must be shared. That doesn't mean you cannot also receive money, applause, and approval, and most likely you will. But it's not your main reason for expressing yourself. It's just a nice side benefit. And it can be a great motivator that keeps you pushing forward and getting even better at what you do. I always love to hear about how companies got started. The repeating theme in most of them is this: the founders were passionate about a product or service and felt something was missing in the market. So they created it as a way to help people get what they needed. There were probably many others who had a similar idea, but they never took it any further. So I want to ask you again, what holds you back from expressing yourself? What stands in the way of you showing up more fully in this world? What are your ideas that ask to be explored? What are your creations that sit on the dusty shelf somewhere that could be reconsidered? What have you started and not finished because you're worried, afraid, or unsure about? Think about it today, tomorrow, maybe this weekend. Self-expression is not about performance, goals, success. It's about you. It's the thing you enjoy and that you are currently ignoring. And remember, life is supposed to be enjoyed. So don't ignore that what makes you happy and could also make others happy. Let one or the other, or both, drive you to explore further. And then listen tomorrow to my episode on a few thoughts on how to get this process running. Express yourself. Much love.